Afternoon, everyone. Many of you will recall that 2 years ago I joined with a dozen other attorneys general in challenging Obamacare. As you know, it appears that the Supreme Court agrees with our legal analysis of the law and has ruled the individual mandate unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause. However, a majority of the court did find that the individual mandate was constitutional under Congress's taxing authority, in effect upholding Obamacare. Our administration is and will continue to analyze this decision. Despite the President's repeated assertions that this was not a tax, the Supreme Court today ruled that it is, in fact, a tax. Not only is it a tax, but it may turn out to be one of the largest tax increases in the history of our nation. It is a tax on our citizens that they cannot afford. It is a tax that hits our small businesses hardest and will kill job growth. Obamacare is a federal government takeover of our health care system. It is not good law. It is not good policy. It puts the federal government between patients and their doctors. Now, we need health care reform. I and many other governors across the nation agree with that. These reforms should be the responsibility of the states. I know what the millions of Americans who are against Obamacare know. This law will raise health care costs for our families and employers and our state. It is a burden to all of us who work every day to recover from the recession that we have been in. While I am disappointed in the result of this ruling, respect for the law and for the process of the law, even when we disagree, is part of our democracy. My administration will do what we can to ensure that the negative impact of the law affects the lives of Pennsylvanians as little as possible. I think we can all agree there are Pennsylvanians who need our help. However, expanding government bureaucracy, government programs, and government spending is not the answer. As governor, I will work to ensure that Pennsylvanians have access to affordable and quality health care. Now more than ever, we need a change in Washington. We need to elect lawmakers that will put the needs of our families first, leaders that respect our freedoms, respect free enterprise, and respect competition. It is my hope that November will bring the change that we need to secure Pennsylvania's future. However, today we will move forward, as always, complying with the law of the land. Now, I'm sure many of you have questions. Before you raise your hands, you all have had now an opportunity to look at a document that's 193 pages. As former Speaker, now Minority Leader, said, Nancy Pelosi said, they had to pass the bill in order to figure out what was in it. It went through 3 levels of the courts to the Supreme Court of the United States. You heard 3 days of argument on that law. The court has 3 months to review it, and we've had about 3.5 hours. So that in mind, I'm going to respectfully not answer any questions right now, while we continue to review this. I have the people in the Department of Insurance, Department of Health, Department of Welfare, and our lawyers at OGC taking a look at this. But I think it would be unfair to all of those to be able to elicit any answers to questions that will go into much detail that I'm not prepared to answer at this time. So thank you all for coming.